Alex adjusted the collar of his uniform nervously as he stepped into the grand spaceport of the intergalactic capital. The tall, glowing structures stretched high into the sky, reflecting colors that he had never seen before. Ships of all sizes hovered above landing pads, their engines humming softly. Humans had only recently joined the Galactic Alliance, and Alex felt the weight of being one of the first human diplomats in this new world. He glanced at his communicator. A message from the Alliance Council reminded him to remain calm and respectful. The gala he was attending was not just a celebration, but a test of how well humans could understand and adapt to alien cultures. Alex swallowed hard, taking a deep breath. He had prepared for this moment for months, but no amount of preparation could calm the fluttering in his chest. The grand hall shimmered as he entered. Alien diplomats of every shape and size mingled, their movements and gestures foreign yet elegant. Some floated above the floor. Others had multiple limbs moving in patterns that seemed like dance. Alex felt small among them, and he wondered if he would seem awkward or clumsy. He adjusted his posture and reminded himself that courage was expected of diplomats. At the center of the hall stood Riniel, the alien diplomat he had heard so much about. Riniel's appearance was striking. Their skin reflected light like polished metal, and their eyes shimmered with colors that seemed alive. Every movement was graceful, as if each gesture had meaning beyond words. Riniel was known not only for intelligence but also for charm. Even from a distance, Alex felt drawn toward them. Alex approached slowly, trying to remember every cultural tip he had been taught. A smile, a slight bow, and careful eye contact were all part of showing respect. Yet as he drew closer, he realized that even his best efforts could not disguise how human he looked, how human he moved. He could almost hear a silent laugh of awkwardness in the back of his mind. "Greetings, Alex of Earth," Riniel said, their voice calm and melodic. The words felt heavier than they seemed. Alex bowed slightly. "It is an honor to meet you, Riniel." Riniel's eyes shimmered as they observed him. "The honor is mine. Humans carry curiosity that is rare among new members of the Alliance. Tell me, how do you find our city?" Alex hesitated, then answered carefully. "It is beautiful. I have never seen colors like these, and the architecture is inspiring. Everything seems alive here." Riniel smiled faintly, the kind of smile that made Alex's stomach flutter. "Yes, our cities are designed to reflect harmony. Life and light are part of our structures. I am pleased you appreciate it." The conversation felt both easy and difficult. Riniel's words were simple, yet Alex felt layers of meaning behind each one. He tried to respond with confidence, but the words caught in his throat. He remembered all the advice from his superiors. Maintain honesty, show courage, and be yourself. As the evening continued, Alex found himself swept into a series of introductions. Aliens from distant planets asked him questions about Earth, its people, and its customs. He answered as best he could, sometimes fumbling over words, sometimes surprising himself with his own calm. Through it all, Riniel observed him, a quiet presence in the midst of chaos. Hours passed. The gala was filled with music, a symphony of alien instruments that sounded both strange and familiar. The hall glowed with lights that shifted with the rhythm, and Alex felt as though he had entered another world entirely. Still, he could not shake the feeling that he was missing something important. Finally, he found himself alone near a balcony that overlooked the city. The air was cooler, scented with minerals and unknown plants. Alex gazed at the distant stars, wondering if any human had felt so small and so alive at the same time. He thought about Riniel, about their smile, and about the courage it took to even speak to them. In a sudden moment of daring, Alex did something he could not take back. He turned toward Riniel, who had quietly approached. His voice trembled slightly, but he spoke clearly. "Riniel, I would like to marry you." The words hung in the air. Alex immediately felt the weight of them, realizing how impulsive he had been. He had no idea how aliens viewed marriage, no idea if his words made sense in their culture, and no idea if he had just made a huge mistake. Riniel's expression did not change, but their eyes gleamed. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. The hum of the city and the distant music of the gala seemed to fade. Alex's heart raced as he waited for a response. Then Riniel smiled. It was not the kind of smile that mocked or dismissed. It was thoughtful, almost playful, and it carried an understanding that Alex could not fully grasp. With a fluid movement, Riniel reached into their garment and slipped a small note into Alex's pocket. Alex looked down, his fingers brushing the folded paper. "A note?" he asked quietly, his voice full of disbelief. Renael nodded once and inclined their head slightly. "Read it when you are alone. The meaning will be clear in time." Before Alex could respond, Renael moved away, blending into the crowd as if nothing had happened. Alex stood frozen, staring at the pocket where the note rested. Questions swirled in his mind. Was this a joke? Was it a serious response? Did aliens even understand the concept of marriage the way humans did? Finally, he excused himself and moved to a quiet hallway. He closed the door behind him and carefully opened the note. The paper was smooth and warm to the touch, and alien symbols shimmered faintly on its surface. Below the symbols, a translation in human words read, "Meet me where the stars meet the river." Alex frowned, trying to imagine what it could mean. A river in the middle of a city of lights and floating structures seemed unlikely. He studied the note again, searching for hidden meanings, for clues that might guide him. He thought back to everything he had learned about alien culture. Renael's species valued honesty, curiosity, and courage above all else. The note must be a test or perhaps an invitation. But to what? Alex did not know. He could feel both excitement and fear building in his chest. He decided he would follow the clue. Whatever it meant, he could not ignore it. It was rare for a human to receive such direct attention from an alien diplomat, and Alex understood that this moment might shape his place in the Galactic Alliance for years to come. That night, Alex could not sleep. He kept thinking about the gala, the floating aliens, the music that seemed to carry emotions rather than notes, and most of all, Renael's smile. He wondered if he had understood the significance of his proposal. Had he simply acted foolishly, or had he shown a human courage that aliens respected? By morning, Alex had made up his mind. He would find the place where the stars met the river. He would follow the path Renael had laid before him, and he would do so with honesty and openness, ready to face whatever awaited him. As he prepared for the journey, he realized something important. The proposal had not been a simple gesture of romance. It was a bridge between worlds, a test of character, and perhaps the beginning of something larger than either he or Renael could fully understand. Alex took one last look at the bustling city below the balcony. Ships moved in patterns that looked like dance, and the rising sun reflected off the buildings in a million colors. For the first time, he felt the weight of being human in the galaxy, small yet capable, vulnerable yet brave. With the note in his pocket and determination in his heart, Alex stepped out into the morning light. The adventure was only beginning, and he knew that courage would guide him through whatever lay ahead. Alex walked through the early morning streets of the alien city, the note still safe in his pocket. The words "meet me where the stars meet the river" kept repeating in his mind. He studied the city around him, looking for rivers, stars, or anything that might hint at the location. The buildings gleamed with soft lights, and small flying vehicles passed silently overhead. Though the city was enormous, it felt empty in the quiet of morning, as if it were waiting for him to discover its secrets. He asked several passing aliens about rivers, careful to use polite gestures he had learned from the gala. Most looked at him curiously and shook their heads. Some laughed lightly in a way that seemed friendly, but no one gave him the answer he sought. Alex's heart sank slightly. Maybe the note was a riddle meant to test him further. He took a deep breath and reminded himself of the lessons he had learned. Courage, curiosity, and patience were highly valued. Alex decided to explore the outskirts of the city, where natural landscapes mixed with alien architecture. He remembered a star-shaped park he had seen on the flight in. Perhaps Renael had chosen a place far from the crowd, somewhere private. He walked through streets that became narrower and quieter, buildings giving way to soft, glowing vegetation. Streams of water wound gently through the land, reflecting the early light of distant stars. He realized that maybe these streams were what Renael meant by the river. As he followed one of the streams, he noticed patterns in the water that reflected light in unusual ways. It seemed as though the stars above were mirrored perfectly on the surface. Alex smiled to himself, thinking that perhaps the note had a literal meaning. The place where the stars met the river was not a single location, but a view, a moment where the galaxy's beauty and the planet's natural wonders came together. He walked carefully along the stream until he reached a small clearing surrounded by tall, crystalline plants. The air was cooler here, and the soft hum of the city faded into a peaceful silence. Alex felt a strange calm. It was a quiet place, hidden yet open, and it felt as if someone had been waiting for him. He looked around, unsure if he would see Rinael or if he was supposed to wait. Then a soft voice spoke from behind him. "You have found it." Alex turned quickly and saw Rinael standing at the edge of the clearing. Their eyes shone with the same warm light he had noticed at the gala. Alex felt a mix of relief and nervousness. He had followed the clue, but now he faced the diplomat in person again, and the weight of the moment made him hesitate. Rinael stepped closer, their movements graceful and calm. "You read the note and understood its meaning, human. That is the first step." Alex blinked, unsure what they meant. I think so," he said. "I followed the water and the stars. I hoped it was correct." Rinael smiled faintly. "It is correct, and that shows your patience and observation. These qualities are important to us." Alex felt a rush of pride, but also wondered what came next. Rinael motioned for Alex to sit on a smooth rock near the stream. "The note was not a joke," Rinael said softly. "Your proposal was unusual, but it also showed courage. That is rare among humans. We observe courage and honesty carefully. Your actions tell us more than words alone." Alex listened, trying to absorb the meaning. It felt strange to hear that his impulsive gesture had importance beyond romance. It was about trust, about understanding, and about showing human potential. Rinael continued, "In our culture, proposals are not simple declarations. They are tests of sincerity and understanding. You have shown both by following the note. Now you must understand more before we decide anything." Alex nodded, feeling both nervous and excited. He realized that this was not about immediate answers. It was a journey, and he had only begun. Rinael explained that humans often think of marriage as a private promise, but among their species, a proposal is a symbol of cooperation, trust, and the ability to meet challenges together. "It is not only about two individuals," Rinael said. "It reflects potential for unity and growth. Your courage shows that humans can contribute to such unity." Alex's heart pounded. He had not expected his personal action to carry such weight. He realized that what he had done connected to a much larger purpose. Rinael then led Alex deeper into the clearing, where the stream widened into a small pool. The water reflected the sky, and for the first time, Alex noticed tiny glimmers moving in patterns on the surface, almost like constellations dancing in miniature. "This place is special," Rinael said. "We come here to reflect, to see the connection between worlds." "You have reached it, human. That is an achievement in itself." Alex felt a sense of wonder. He knelt by the pool, staring at the lights dancing on the water. "It's beautiful," he whispered. "I have never seen anything like this." Rinael nodded. "Beauty is everywhere, but seeing it requires attention and care. You have learned something important today." Alex smiled, realizing that the note had taught him more than he expected. It was not a simple message. It was a lesson in observation, patience, and understanding. As the sun rose higher, casting soft light across the clearing, Rinael spoke again. "There is another step, human. You must learn our traditions and values before anything more can happen. That is the way of trust in our culture." Alex felt a mixture of excitement and determination. He was ready to learn, ready to show that humans could meet the challenges of a new civilization. Rinael guided Alex through the first of these lessons. They showed him how to communicate with respect, not only with words but with gestures and attention. Every movement had meaning, and Alex struggled at first. He stumbled over gestures, misread signals, and felt awkward. Yet Rinael never scolded him. Instead, they encouraged him, guiding his hands and showing patience. Alex realized that learning was not about perfection, but about effort and sincerity. Hours passed as Rinael introduced Alex to more customs. They taught him how to read subtle shifts in expressions, how to listen to both words and silence, and how to approach difficult questions with honesty. Alex found it challenging, yet he also felt proud of his progress. He could see why Rinael's people valued these skills so highly. It was not only about communication, but about understanding the essence of another being. As the lessons continued, Alex also learned about the history of Rinael's people. They were explorers, diplomats, and guardians of knowledge. They valued cooperation and saw relationships as a reflection of one's ability to connect across differences. Alex realized that his simple proposal had entered a world of complexity, but also of beauty. He felt honored to be part of it. By evening, the clearing glowed with soft lights from the stream and the reflecting sky. Alex felt a deep sense of connection to this place, to the lessons he had learned, and to Rinael. He understood that this journey was not only about him or the proposal, but about building bridges between humans and aliens. Every action, every choice carried meaning. Rinael spoke finally, their voice calm and steady. "You have taken the first step, human. You have shown courage, curiosity, and respect. These are qualities we value. The journey is not over, but you have begun well." Alex bowed slightly, feeling both relief and determination. He had passed the first test, but he knew that more challenges lay ahead. As they returned to the city, Alex carried the memory of the clearing, the stream, and the stars reflected in the water. He understood that the note was more than a message. It was an invitation to grow, to learn, and to show humanity's potential. He felt a new sense of purpose, ready to face whatever came next in this unexpected adventure. For the first time, Alex realized that courage and honesty were universal. Across galaxies, across species, these qualities mattered. His impulsive proposal had led him to a place of learning and reflection, and he knew that his actions could have far-reaching effects. The path ahead would not be easy, but he was determined to follow it step by step with patience and respect. That night, Alex returned to his quarters with a renewed sense of confidence. He placed the note on the table, keeping it as a reminder of the first lesson. He thought about Rinael's smile, the peaceful clearing, and the quiet stream. He understood now that the galaxy was full of wonders, and humanity had a chance to prove its worth. Alex closed his eyes and imagined the stars meeting the river once more. He felt ready for whatever came next, knowing that this journey was about courage, learning, and connection. The adventure was only beginning, and he was determined to face it with all the honesty and bravery he could muster. Alex awoke early, the note still on the table before him. The memory of the clearing, the stream, and Rinael's calm presence filled his mind. He knew that the first step had been a test, and now the real challenge awaited. Today, he would begin learning the deeper ways of Rinael's culture, the lessons that could show whether a human could truly understand and respect their ways. Rinael met Alex at the entrance to a large hall filled with light and color. The walls seemed alive, shifting with patterns that mirrored thoughts and feelings. Alex felt a rush of awe and nervousness. This was a place of learning, of observation, and of judgment. He knew that many humans would struggle here, but he was determined to do his best. "Today you will begin the first set of challenges," Rinael said calmly. "They are not simple tasks. They are designed to show your patience, empathy, and ability to think beyond yourself. Are you ready?" Alex nodded. He did not fully understand what lay ahead, but he felt a steady determination. The first challenge involved observing the behavior of a group of young aliens. They were learning communication patterns, and Alex was tasked with guiding them without speaking. At first he felt awkward. The gestures were subtle, the expressions hard to read. One young alien moved quickly, knocking over a small tool, and Alex froze. He realized that rushing or showing frustration would only make matters worse. He took a deep breath, moved slowly, and mimicked their motions gently. To his surprise, the young aliens began to respond positively. They followed his movements and smiled as he matched their actions. Alex felt a surge of pride. He understood that the first lesson was not about speed or precision, but about attention and patience. The alien's trust grew as he demonstrated care, and Rinael observed quietly from a distance. The second challenge was more difficult. Alex was asked to solve a puzzle that involved arranging glowing symbols into patterns that represented ideas rather than words. At first, the patterns made no sense to him. He tried several combinations and failed repeatedly. Frustration rose in his chest, but he remembered Rinael's teachings. Courage and patience were more important than immediate success. Alex stepped back and observed the patterns calmly. He noticed subtle repetitions and connections he had missed before. Slowly, he began to understand the logic behind the arrangement. Each symbol represented a quality or a value, and the challenge was to balance them in harmony. After several attempts, the patterns aligned perfectly, and the symbols glowed brighter, signaling success. Alex felt a deep sense of accomplishment, knowing he had learned to think in a way that was not natural for humans. The third challenge tested empathy. Alex was asked to listen to a series of stories told by other aliens, some joyous and some sorrowful. His task was to respond not with words but with gestures and expressions that reflected understanding. At first he struggled. He did not know the subtle signals of emotion in alien faces. One story made him feel confused and sad, and he accidentally showed the wrong expression. Rinael gently guided him. Observe carefully. What is not said is as important as what is said. Feel but do not impose your own feelings. Show understanding, not judgment. Alex tried again, focusing on subtle changes in posture, eye movement, and tone. Slowly he began to match the emotions accurately, creating a silent connection with each storyteller. He realized that empathy was not only feeling for others, but understanding them on their terms. As the day continued, Rinael introduced a final test. Alex was taken to a chamber where several diplomatic scenarios were simulated. Humans and aliens worked together to solve conflicts and make agreements. Alex had to negotiate solutions while respecting cultural differences and maintaining harmony. The pressure was intense. Every decision mattered and mistakes could create tension. At first, Alex felt overwhelmed. He tried to speak quickly, to offer solutions, but found that he was misunderstood. He remembered the lessons of observation and patience. He slowed down, listened carefully, and considered the perspectives of all involved. His solutions became thoughtful, fair, and creative. By the end of the exercise, the simulation showed harmony and balance, and the observing diplomats nodded with approval. Rinael approached him afterward. You have shown progress, human. Your patience, empathy, and ability to adapt are growing. These qualities are essential for trust and connection. Alex bowed slightly, feeling proud. The challenges had been difficult, but he had learned that courage and sincerity could overcome gaps in knowledge or experience. The next part of the training involved reflection. Rinael asked Alex to sit by a window overlooking the city, to consider what he had learned and how it applied to himself and humans in general. Alex realized that each challenge had tested not only skill but character. He had learned that humans, though new to the galaxy, could contribute meaningfully through effort, honesty, and courage. During the reflection, Rinael spoke softly. Many species judge humans based on initial actions. Your proposal was impulsive, yet it revealed qualities that cannot be hidden. Courage and honesty stand out. The lessons today are meant to strengthen these qualities and show your ability to respect others, while maintaining your own integrity. Alex nodded. He understood now that the proposal had set him on this path, but the path required continued effort. Rinael then invited Alex to a quiet garden, a place of beauty and calm. The plants glowed with soft light and small streams wound gently through the area. Rinael explained that this garden was a place for reflection and learning. True understanding comes not only from actions but from thought and observation. Here you may consider your place in the galaxy and your role among others. Alex spent hours in the garden, observing alien behaviors, listening to the gentle hum of energy, and contemplating his own thoughts. He realized that learning a culture was not about memorizing rules but about understanding values, priorities, and perspectives. Each lesson was a step toward becoming a bridge between humans and aliens. As the sun set over the city, casting long shadows and golden light, Rinael approached Alex once more. You have done well today. There is still more to learn, but your progress shows potential. Courage, empathy, and understanding will guide you. Remember, humans are capable of great things, and the galaxy can benefit from your perspective. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. The challenges had been intense, but they had taught him much about himself and his species. He realized that bravery was not only about grand gestures, but also about small, consistent actions that demonstrated sincerity and care. Before leaving the garden, Rinael handed Alex a small crystal. This is a symbol of your progress. Keep it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the path ahead. Alex took the crystal carefully. Its surface glowed softly, reflecting the colors of the garden. He felt a connection to the place, to the lessons, and to Rinael's guidance. That night, as Alex returned to his quarters, he thought about the day's events. The challenges had been more difficult than he expected, yet they had also been rewarding. He had learned that human courage and sincerity could shine even in a galaxy filled with beings far more experienced than himself. He understood that the journey ahead would continue to test him, but he now had confidence in his ability to meet the challenges. Alex placed the crystal next to the note from Rinael. Together, they represented the journey he had begun and the trust he had earned. He realized that his proposal, though impulsive, had opened a door to understanding and collaboration. He felt proud of the human potential he represented and hopeful about the future. As he lay in bed, Alex reflected on what Renael had said. Courage, empathy, and understanding were universal qualities. By showing these traits, humans could earn respect and form meaningful connections. Alex knew that his actions would shape perceptions of humanity in the galaxy. He felt a sense of responsibility but also excitement. Alex drifted to sleep with a quiet determination. The galaxy was vast, filled with wonders and challenges, and he was only beginning to explore it. Each step he took would be a chance to show human bravery and sincerity. The note, the challenges, and Renael's guidance had set him on a path that could change not only his life, but also the future of humans in the interstellar community. The morning air was crisp as Alex made his way to the observatory that overlooked the city. The building floated above the highest towers, supported by energy fields that shimmered in the sunlight. He felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Today he would learn the true meaning behind Renael's note and the significance of his proposal. He had completed the challenges, demonstrated courage and understanding, and now it was time to face the final lesson. Renael was already waiting at the entrance, their presence calm and composed. "You have come prepared, human," Renael said, their eyes reflecting the colors of the sky. Alex nodded. "I have tried to follow every lesson, every test. I hope I have done well." Renael smiled faintly. "You have done well, but the greatest understanding is yet to come." They stepped into the observatory together. The floor was transparent, allowing a breathtaking view of the city below and the stars above. Alex felt a sense of awe. The universe stretched endlessly in every direction, and he realized how small he was, yet how connected. He thought of Earth, of humans, and of the potential to reach across galaxies with courage and honesty. Renael led Alex to a central platform surrounded by softly glowing crystals. "This place is special," Renael explained. "It is where we reflect on choices that affect not only individuals but entire civilizations. Your proposal, human, is more than a personal gesture. It carries meaning for both your people and ours." Alex felt a surge of responsibility. He had not expected that a single act could carry such weight. He remembered the lessons, the challenges, and the note that had led him here. Everything he had done so far had prepared him for this moment. "I understand," he said quietly. "I want to do what is right." Renael nodded. The act of proposing was a demonstration of human courage. It was a risk, and it revealed qualities we value: honesty, initiative, and the willingness to connect with another being. Now you must understand the greater meaning of that risk. They motioned toward the stars visible through the observatory's glass floor. "Every action has consequences, human. Some are small, some are large. Yours reaches far beyond what you might imagine." Alex looked down at the city and then up at the stars. He felt both awe and humility. "I did not know my words would have such impact," he said. "I only acted with honesty." Renael's expression softened. "That is why it is valued. Actions taken with sincerity resonate across distances, across species. Humans have a chance to build bridges in ways that few others can." Renael then guided Alex to a large holographic map that displayed star systems, planets, and networks of alliances. "The Galactic Alliance depends on cooperation and trust. Your gesture symbolizes potential collaboration, not only with me but with our people. Accepting a proposal in our culture is a demonstration of commitment to understanding, growth, and unity." Alex realized that the proposal was not only about him and Renael. It was about the trust humans could earn in the galaxy. It was about showing that humans could take responsibility for their actions, think beyond themselves, and connect meaningfully with other civilizations. The thought filled him with pride and a sense of duty. Renael continued, "By following the note and completing the challenges, you have shown that humans are capable of adapting, learning, and showing courage. These qualities are rare and valuable. Accepting the proposal is not simply about personal feelings, but about recognizing the potential for humans to contribute to interstellar unity." Alex felt his heart race. The weight of the moment was enormous, but he understood the significance. He was not only representing himself but also the people of Earth. His actions would influence how humans were seen and respected across the galaxy. He thought of his family, his colleagues, and the human species. He felt a responsibility that he had never imagined. Rinael then handed Alex a small device that projected images of interactions between different species. Humans helping aliens in crises, solving problems with creativity and bravery, and demonstrating qualities of cooperation. These images show potential realized, Rinael said. Humans have shown courage, empathy, and problem-solving. Your gesture reflects the same values. Alex watched each scene carefully, understanding that his proposal was part of a much larger story. It was about courage in the face of uncertainty, honesty in communication, and the willingness to engage meaningfully with others. The realization filled him with purpose. He understood that the personal act had become symbolic of humanity's place in the galaxy. Then Rinael motioned for Alex to stand on a platform overlooking a holographic display of Earth. Your planet is new to this alliance, human. Humans are capable of great things. Your choices, your courage, and your honesty will shape the way others perceive your species. The proposal you made shows that humans can take responsibility and act with integrity. Alex felt a mixture of pride and humility. He had only acted with honesty, but the consequences were far greater than he could have imagined. He understood now that courage and sincerity could create bridges across worlds, and that one act could influence relationships between entire civilizations. Rinael spoke again, their voice calm but filled with meaning. We offer you a choice, human. Accept the proposal as a symbol of trust and alliance or decline. Know that your decision will affect not only your personal journey but also the perception of humans across the galaxy. Alex took a deep breath, considering everything he had learned. He thought of the challenges, the lessons in patience, empathy, and understanding. He thought of the clearing by the stream, the stars reflected in the water, and Rinael's calm guidance. He understood now that this was not simply a question of personal feelings. It was about responsibility, courage, and trust. I accept, Alex said finally, his voice steady. I accept with understanding and with the willingness to continue learning. I want to honor the trust placed in me. Rinael's smile was warm and approving. Then you have chosen wisely, human. Your courage and sincerity are recognized. This acceptance is symbolic, but it carries real meaning for the future of your people and our alliance. Rinael extended a hand, and Alex took it. The gesture felt significant, a bond formed through honesty, courage, and mutual respect. Alex realized that this was a turning point, not only for him, but for humanity. His actions had shown that humans could act with integrity and bravery in ways that resonated far beyond their planet. Rinael led Alex to a balcony that overlooked the city as the sun began to set. The sky was a mixture of colors, stars beginning to appear in the fading light. This moment is for reflection, human, Rinael said. Look upon your world, your actions, and the choices you have made. Know that you have the potential to inspire and connect across galaxies. Alex gazed at the horizon, feeling a deep sense of pride and purpose. He realized that courage and honesty were universal values. By showing these traits, humans could build trust, form alliances, and contribute meaningfully to a larger community. He understood that his impulsive proposal had been the first step in a journey that could influence interstellar relationships for years to come. As the stars grew brighter, Alex and Rinael stood in silence, reflecting on the significance of the moment. The city below shimmered with life, the streams reflecting light, and distant ships moved in careful patterns. Alex felt connected to the galaxy in a way he had never imagined. His actions, small though they had seemed, carried weight and meaning that extended far beyond himself. Rinael spoke once more, their voice soft and thoughtful. The universe is vast, human. Courage, honesty, and understanding are rare treasures. You have shown these qualities, and your acceptance of the proposal demonstrates humanity's potential. Remember this lesson, and continue to act with integrity in all things. Alex nodded, feeling a profound sense of responsibility. He understood that the proposal was more than a personal gesture. It was a symbol of human courage, a bridge between worlds, and a demonstration of potential. He had learned that honesty and bravery could open doors that logic alone could not. As night fell, the city lights reflected in the streams and buildings, and the stars sparkled above. Alex felt a sense of calm determination. The challenges had been difficult, the lessons demanding, but he now understood the importance of courage, sincerity, and responsibility. He was ready for the next chapter, knowing that his actions could shape the way humans were seen in the galaxy. Rinael turned to Alex one last time before leaving the balcony. Rest, human. The journey continues, but you are prepared. Trust in yourself and your values. The universe responds to those who act with courage and honesty. Alex watched as Rinael disappeared into the night, leaving him alone with his thoughts in the glowing city below. He felt a sense of pride and hope. The acceptance of the proposal was more than a personal choice. It was a step toward building trust, forming alliances, and demonstrating the potential of humans in a galaxy filled with diverse civilizations. The morning light bathed the city in soft gold as Alex walked toward the main hall of the intergalactic capital. Today was not only about reflection. It was a celebration of understanding, trust, and connection. The Galactic Alliance had learned of his actions and proposal, and many species, human and alien alike, were curious to witness the result. Alex felt a mixture of pride and nervousness as he prepared to face the day. Rinael was already there, waiting near the entrance. Their calm presence gave Alex confidence. Today is a day of acknowledgement, human, Rinael said. Your courage and honesty have been observed and respected. Now others will see the meaning of your actions. Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility but also the thrill of accomplishment. The hall was vast and filled with representatives from countless worlds. Alien diplomats of all shapes and sizes mingled, observing each other with curiosity and respect. Humans were a new addition to the alliance, and Alex knew that this moment would influence how his species was perceived for generations. He took a deep breath and reminded himself to stay calm, honest, and sincere. Rinael guided him to a central platform where he would speak to the gathering. Alex looked around, noting the subtle gestures of attention and respect from the other delegates. He felt the pressure, yet he also felt a quiet determination. This was his moment to show not only courage but also the potential of humans to contribute meaningfully to the galaxy. He began to speak, his voice steady. I came here as a human, representing Earth. I acted with honesty and courage, but I also followed guidance and learned from challenges. My actions, while personal, are symbolic of the potential for humans to understand, cooperate, and build trust with other species. He paused, letting his words sink in. The hall was silent. Every eye focused on him. Rinael's voice joined his, calm and melodic. What Alex has shown is not only personal courage. It is a reflection of values that we hold dear. Trust, empathy, and understanding can bridge differences, even between species separated by worlds and experiences. Humans have demonstrated that they can engage with honesty and integrity. Alex felt a surge of pride. His journey, which began with an impulsive proposal, had led him here to a moment of recognition and acknowledgement. The challenges, the lessons, and the guidance from Rinael had all prepared him for this. He realized that courage, honesty, and sincerity could inspire confidence and respect across the galaxy. After the speech, delegates approached Alex, asking questions and sharing their observations. Some were curious about human culture, others about his experiences with Rinael. Alex answered openly, demonstrating the patience and understanding he had learned. The conversations were challenging but rewarding. He realized that communication was not just about words but about connection, attention, and respect. Rinael observed from a distance, their expression calm but approving. Alex could sense their quiet pride. The challenges had been intense, but he had met them with courage and sincerity. His actions were no longer just his own. They represented humanity and the potential to contribute to interstellar cooperation. Later, Rinael led Alex to a private chamber, a place of reflection away from the crowd. You have done well, human, Rinael said. Your proposal, your actions, and your courage have opened doors. But more importantly, you have shown that humans can grow, learn, and connect across worlds. Alex nodded. He felt a sense of fulfillment. He understood now that the journey had been about more than him or his feelings. It was about trust, connection, and the potential of his species. Riniel gestured to a window overlooking the city. Look upon this world and remember what you have accomplished. Trust and courage are the foundation of alliances. Your actions will inspire others, both human and alien. The galaxy responds to honesty, empathy, and bravery. Alex gazed at the city below, the streams reflecting the rising sun, and felt a deep connection to the world and the people he represented. That evening, the celebration began. Delegates and dignitaries gathered to honor not only the symbolic proposal, but also the demonstration of human courage and potential. Music filled the hall, a blend of human instruments and alien harmonies creating a melody that symbolized cooperation and understanding. Alex moved through the crowd, sharing greetings, listening, and observing. He felt proud to be part of something greater than himself. Rinael stayed by his side, guiding him with gentle encouragement. Remember, human, Rinael said, this moment is not only celebration, it is recognition of potential. Humans can contribute meaningfully to the galaxy when they act with honesty, courage, and empathy. Alex nodded, feeling the truth of the words. As the celebration continued, Alex reflected on the journey that had brought him here. The impulsive proposal, the cryptic note, the lessons in observation, patience, and empathy, all of it had prepared him for this moment. He realized that courage was not only about bold gestures but also about consistent action, learning, and understanding. Rinael then took Alex to a quieter area of the hall, where a small ceremony was prepared. A holographic projection displayed scenes of cooperation between humans and aliens, showing the potential of unity and shared purpose. This is a symbol, Rinael explained. Your acceptance of the proposal is symbolic, but it represents trust, connection, and a willingness to grow. Your actions will influence how humans are seen for generations. Alex looked at the holograms, feeling both awe and responsibility. He understood now that his journey was part of a larger story. The courage and honesty he had demonstrated could inspire cooperation, understanding, and unity across the galaxy. He felt a deep sense of purpose and pride in representing humanity in this way. The ceremony concluded with applause from both humans and aliens. Alex felt a mixture of relief and excitement. His journey, which began with a simple, impulsive gesture, had grown into something far greater. He had learned lessons about courage, empathy, understanding, and responsibility that would guide him for the rest of his life. Later, as the celebration wound down, Alex and Riniel stood on a balcony overlooking the city. The stars reflected in the streams and glowing buildings created a serene, magical scene. Alex felt a deep connection to the galaxy, to the lessons he had learned, and to the path he would continue to follow. You have done well, human, Rinael said softly. Remember that courage, honesty, and understanding are universal. By showing these qualities, humans can build bridges, earn respect, and contribute meaningfully to the galaxy. This is only the beginning, Alex nodded. I understand. I will continue to act with courage, honesty, and respect. I know that this is bigger than me, and I am ready for what comes next. He felt a quiet determination. The journey was not over, but he was prepared to face it with integrity and care. As night fell, the city below shimmered with soft lights, and distant ships moved silently through the sky. Alex felt connected to the world, the galaxy, and the potential of humanity. His actions had opened doors and inspired trust. He understood that even small gestures, when taken with honesty and courage, could have far-reaching effects. Rinael stood beside him, their expression calm and approving. The journey continues, human. Remember what you have learned, and continue to act with sincerity and bravery. The galaxy watches, and humans have shown that they can rise to the challenge. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment and hope. He realized that this was not just an end but a beginning. The proposal had led him to this point, but the lessons, the trust, and the connections he had built would guide him for the future. He felt proud of what humans could achieve, and determined to continue representing his species with courage and integrity. Before leaving the balcony, Alex looked once more at the stars reflected in the streams. He thought of the clearing, the challenges, and the guidance from Rinael. Each step had been meaningful, each lesson valuable. He understood now that humans could inspire trust, cooperation, and understanding in ways that mattered to the galaxy. The next day, Alex began working with Rinael and other diplomats on collaborative projects. They discussed strategies for cooperation, ways to solve conflicts, and methods to share knowledge between species. Alex applied the lessons he had learned: observation, patience, empathy, and honesty. He found that these qualities were recognized and appreciated, opening doors to deeper collaboration. As weeks passed, Alex's presence became a symbol of human potential. Other species began to see humans as capable, trustworthy, and courageous. The impulsive proposal that had begun as a personal gesture had transformed into a demonstration of human initiative and integrity. Alex felt proud, knowing that his actions had a lasting impact. One evening, Alex and Rinael returned to the clearing by the stream. The stars reflected in the water just as they had the first day. Alex smiled, feeling a sense of peace and accomplishment. "It all began with a note and a proposal," he said quietly. Rinael nodded, their expression calm and warm. "And it has led to understanding, trust, and cooperation. Remember, human courage and honesty can change the galaxy."